You wouldn't like it if people were throwing rocks at your car. Well, that's the risk you take every time you take to the highway. What if I told you there was a way you could protect yourself from damaging road debris? Well, there is, and it's called paint protection film. It's called paint protection film, or PPF. And here's the story of how I chose PPF for my 2019 Ford Mustang GT convertible. After doing my research, I ended up looking at the XPEL brand. I chose them because of their 10-year warranty, the fact that the company has been in business for 10 years, and I was also interested in their CAD-based design access program, which lets you see the level of complexity their pre-cut kits and protection pieces offer. Their Ultimate Plus paint protection film is designed for glossy finishes, like my ruby red metallic car. You can get a little of your car covered, or you can get the entire vehicle covered. For my needs and for my budget, I was interested in the partial front-end protection. I had set a budget for myself of around $2,000. I was hoping to be able to get window tint and PPF for that amount. The installer locator referred me to Thompson Detail Center, which is near me in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So I called them up and made an appointment for a consultation. I spoke to Chris, the detail manager, who gave me an overview of the XPEL PPF and also discussed the XPEL brand Prime XR window tint, which I also wanted installed. Chris introduced me to Jerry, Thompson's XPEL PPF installer, who showed me the flexibility of the design access program, and then we talked about options specifically for my car.
And they've got flaps that come around those difficult areas. That's a cut,
Gotcha.
So it can fold and separate.
Right, so this, I'm assuming that would be like a recess, and then that flap would kind of fold in?
Like your driving light there, I think. And then this goes into the area where the vent, the faux vent is. Okay, so the perspective here, are we like in the driver's seat here looking forward? No, this is the front bumper looking straight on.
Okay.
So this is your grill. This is where your grill would be.
Oh, I got
so
you.
They're placed here
just
for the purposes of...
This is layout to get the most out of the material.
This is how... This tool here shows you how things are actually oriented. So
I got
go
you.
Here,
okay.
And now you can see...
there we go. Yeah, now it's upper bumper, top, lower bumper.
Yep. This indicates that we can expand that to wrap around into the wheel well.
Cool.
The one I showed you was the standard, and this is bikini cut. If this is the front of the hood,
okay,
they arc the back line here.
Oh, I see.
Right, and what's nice about this now, it's actually stopping short rather than the other one. Even though the other one comes up a little bit further, you're going to have that line.
Okay.
Whereas this one stops, you know, almost to the top of the scoop.
And the bikini cut would still kind of come here, but it was like a slight curve?
Yes.
And then it kind of rode up there?
Yes. Correct.
Whereas the other one, it
went up higher.
It went up a little bit higher, and if it's all the same in terms of pricing, having it come up just a little bit higher,
of course,
it sounds like, you know, a little bit more protection. You know what's going to happen is I'm superstitious. I'm going to get the bikini cut, and then I'm going to get hit right there by a rock.
I hear you. Another option is we could remove these.
Yeah.
And actually tuck material down in there.
Yeah, I think these pop.
So if that's, sometimes they glue these types of things down.
Right. No, I think these are clipped.
Oh yeah, there's just a bolt.
Okay.
Simple. Okay.
Yeah, I know they sell aftermarket kits. You can just pop in different styles.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Different style vents. So you're saying, you know, rather than have to go around it.
What I would do, because we do, sometimes we do like a hybrid type thing, where a lot of times with hoods we like to do what's called bulking it. So rather than using a kit,
right, you'll just pull a sheet and.
Yeah. So I'm thinking the right approach for this car.
Yeah.
We'll use the kit for the fenders. You line up the fender, then you get your line here, your end point.
Yeah.
And then when we have a sheet, we use the machine edge.
Right.
It's a straight line anyway, so when we're doing, it's a wet application.
Okay.
As we're doing that, we'll line up our edge with this one, straight across, stretch it, do what we have to do.
Yeah.
Tuck into here, you know, so once these are off, tuck it in, and then when these go back on, it's going to have a real clean look.
I really like the idea of the full hood protection. It cost more, but that's what I went with. When I picked up the car, Jerry was kind enough to let me film, and he gave me some fantastic tips for how to get the most out of the product. Here is the best project that I probably will never see, but only appreciate. It's like insurance.
True enough.
It's like
That's
you pay for it.
It's definitely insurance. It's a very, very hardy product, and we have the entire hood done in paint protection film by XPEL. So this is a very durable protectant for your car, pretty much the best that you can get, aside from the old-fashioned fabric bras, which nobody really does anymore anyway. So this should
been there and done that. And
correct. I think most of us have.
Yeah.
Has a 10-year guarantee against yellowing or checking. A lot of the older types of films you see come back in, and they look really, really bad after just a few years. So this product is guaranteed against that. Another interesting thing about the product is that it does not have any UV protectant. Now the idea of that is that the parts of the car that are protected by the film are going to fade. That paint is going to fade at the same rate as the rest of the car. So when you do remove it, you're not going to have different shades of paint, which is a good idea, especially since we have a partial fender here. So that could possibly have a very obvious line if there was any type of UV protectant.
Whatever natural paint fade there's going to be, it's going to fade underneath the XPEL at the same rate that it's fading on the rest of the car.
Correct.
So when you take it off, then everything looks the same.
It should have a nice match all the way around.
Speaking of taking it off, the website for XPEL says that you can take this off.
Correct.
So a little bit of heat. Is it a liquid process?
We use steam.
Okay.
So what we do is we'll pull up an edge, like if I were taking it off the hood, a little bit underneath the front edge here, and then just basically steam it, heat it up enough, and then pull opposite of where you're trying to pull. So you're basically stretching out and stretching it to such a point where the glue no longer adheres. So you pull it the opposite direction, then it comes up, and you continue that process. And it takes a bit of time. The glue, once it's fully cured, is very strong.
Right.
So, okay, so we do have the entire hood. We removed these pieces here. So our XPEL on the hood goes underneath that. The kit is fitted, so there is a piece on here, on both of these. We have the entire front bumper done, and as well as this entire area in here in black. So this was 4 pieces. So one piece comes across and up and over. Second piece is across here, and then there's 2 more pieces that go here. It's a very good kit. The fitment I found was pretty excellent with this one. Everything lined up pretty much the way it should. We had one piece across here. I believe this is what I showed you. One piece here for the bulk of the bumper, and then one more piece down here. And then this was a whole separate element that we cut as well. So a little bit of complexity to it. Headlights we've done as well. So partial fenders that we had talked about, and also the mirrors.
Okay, so the headlights have the coating on it as well.
Yeah.
Wow, I never would have guessed it. It just looks clear as glass.
Yeah, they weren't the most difficult. Some headlights can be really, really difficult because they have compound curves on them.
Right.
And they have bulges, but this was basically a nice, flat, virtually a simple curve.
So no XPEL on the matte plastic.
Correct.
So here, in here, there's nothing because it just wouldn't stick to that like, pebbly finish.
Yeah.
Now the XPEL, if you look for it, you can see the line is right here. But for the most part, I really don't think you even notice that.
Now, if you were to wax the car yourself, I would recommend staying a little bit back from that line because you will get wax buildup on there. If you wax on there, and that'll be hard to get off. Some kind of a detail brush, basically like a toothbrush.
Okay.
You can get that off, but I mean, generally, if you just wax up to the line carefully, you'll be set. PPF itself isn't going to require anything except sitting in the sun, that helps it a lot after a wash.
Okay.
If you get hairline scratches on there,
Right.
heat is going to dissipate those. So
Interesting.
It
Okay.
has some degree of self-healing, but again, that's for like car wash, like very, very light scratches,
Okay.
and swirls that you're going to get, you would normally get on paint that you would need a tool to remove. The PPF is going to naturally, with heat, allow that to dissipate.
So that's great. So you just leave it in the sun. That's good advice.
Yeah.
So we've got the idea of heat. We know to keep, if you're using some compound or some polish, just to make sure that you don't get it building up in the seams.
Yep.
And are there any other tips? I mean, automated car washes, that's okay?
I think so.
Okay. But my understanding is you can ceramic coat right over the XPEL.
Correct. Yeah, people have done that where they'll have the XPEL on there and then they'll ceramic coat and go right up to it. So the nice thing about the PPF is it should make life easier for you as a car owner to keep the car looking good.
There she is. There's my baby.
This is the XPEL Ultimate Paint Protection. When you hit the road, make sure it doesn't hit back. And that's exactly what we're hoping this will do. As a closing thought, I want to address an issue that I had before I started my research, and that's the difference between PPF and ceramic coating. Now, ceramic coating is a polymer liquid that is applied to your paint, and it creates a hydrophobic bond. That is, it resists water. The value of this is that when you wash your car gets wet. Since it resists water, it's less likely to water spot, and any airborne debris like bugs or bird dirt more easily wash off of the surface. Now, the theory behind the ceramic coating is that because it has this high gloss surface, if your car gets hit by an abrasive object and it's a glancing blow, because it's slippery, there's a higher chance that the object will be able to skid off the surface of your car without actually scratching it. Now, here's the difference. The PPF, on the other hand, is actually a coating with a thickness. Because it's a urethane film, it can actually absorb the impact of a direct hit of an object, which ceramic coating is not going to do. The other advantage is that ceramic coating needs to be conditioned and reapplied periodically, whereas when you put on the PPF, once it's on there, you are done. You are set. You are good to go for 10 years, maybe even more. Well, that's my summary. I hope you found this useful. My name is Mike. The channel is Mike Fyxdt. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. So for now, be good, be well, be safe, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
I fixed it.